Good morning, Writing 394. This is Professor Anderson with a midweek update for week 3+1. One day late. I apologize for that. I want to share with you this very exciting workshop that's taking place this week that I've noticed not too many people have taken part in. This is the nuts and bolts and ground legwork that will be so helpful for you in writing it throughout the rest of this course, but most specifically in writing the synthesis of literature review. So you'll find it inside of the content on the side. It says Week 3 Effective Writing Center Workshop. It is hosted by Nancy Harding from the Writing Center, from the Effective Writing Center. You can find it right here. But inside of this workshop, let me switch real quickly my view. Let me view it. This should look just like yours in just 1 second. So if I go into the content and I go to the Effective Writing Center Workshop, you'll notice that there are 5 topics here. One is just an introduction, that Nancy is giving you an introduction to, like, what is the Effective Writing Center? How does it work? And if you click on this link right here, you'll see this introduction to the Effective Writing Center itself, and then also the workshop. If you go through each one of these sections, what I love about how Nancy has organized this is, first of all, it gives a good, solid definition description of what is a synthesis of literature review, because I think sometimes just those terms to label that type of writing can be maybe misleading or perhaps disorienting sometimes. She gives this no holds barred, just great description of what is a synthesis of literature review. So it's worth the read, and your response and participation in here is worth the extra credit at the end of the course. So that's the first discussion section. I know you're overwhelmed with, like, trying to figure out what a synthesis of literature review is, collecting articles, but honestly, taking the time to participate in this workshop above all others will prove it's worth its weight in gold. Because it dives right into the heart of what the synthesis of literature review is. This next area discussion topic is about writing paragraphs, and she goes through individual elements of how to create a paragraph, how to utilize transition words, how to make certain that you are pulling information in logical order so that it integrates well with your entire review or synthesis of literature review. And then this portion, which I find is like the most important thing, is writing your introduction last. And so I have another screencast that will be placed up this morning about this idea of writing your introduction last. And the reality of it is, as she goes through it so clearly, is you don't really know what your body of your report consists of until you've written it. And so collect your data first, or gather your resources first, shift them or sift them into themes or categories, expound on each one of those categories, just write it out, how these ideas from these different authors work together underneath of that category. And then once you place those in order, write your introduction last, because you're literally, an introduction introduces the reader to what they're about to encounter. So this is a very healthy discussion area. Also, you can use this in every form of your writing, whether it's business or any other type of writing. And then finally, APA, a guide to APA writing, APA style in the writing of it, and the citations, in-text citations and full reference citations. I think a lot of times this is just intimidating. The idea of the term, using that acronym APA just makes it sound just something that's unfathomable and just a little too difficult to manage. But the reality is that APA is the easiest, most it's a very templated way of detailing where your information comes from, or cataloging where your information comes from. And even better than that, there are citation machines galore online, the most helpful of which I find is inside of our UMUC OneSearch library. And I shared with you that resource earlier. So get crack-a-lack and participate in this workshop. I think there are just so many nuggets of information inside of this workshop. Those 5 topics of discussion are just, I think, going to help you propel your writing forward and to create a clear, concise, and concrete style of business writing.